everyone, Karen here, and today I'm going to be making a Mother's Day card using the mirror easel dies from Anne Griffin. Now this makes a really pretty antique mirror that's going to stand up. Now there's a lot of pieces here, so let's go over them one by one. The first piece I cut out was this piece here for the base. That is this one here. That's going to get attached to this piece here, which is an outline. And then I have two pieces of the mirror. Now I cut one out just as the die is in silver, just like this, and it does leave the mirror here. So that's going to be my reflective surface. But then I took the next die down, which is just a plain oval, and I cut those out together to get the frame with the hole cut in the middle of it. And then the other two pieces here, cut out these pieces here. This cuts out this. And this one here cuts out this one here. This was also a mirror card. This is in the same pink paper that I'm using for the card base. I just put a little bit of ink on it just to make it a little bit more interesting. Now the other pieces in the set make for decoration. So I have one of these, which I have right here. This decoration here is right here. I have the two pieces here, which are going to go on here to make it look more dimensional, where this type of mirror used to kind of swivel back and forth. So that's the little knobs that make it swivel. And then there's also this little decorative piece here. I do have a bow, and I cut out each of these dies here. There's an outline die here that I did in the gold. And then this inside piece that matches this piece here, I also did in the same pink paper I'm going to use for the card base. So that is all of the pieces. Now let's start putting this together. So I'm going to put this over to the side for a minute. We may refer back to that. So I'm going to start with this piece here and the gold that has the hole in it. Now what I am going for is I want to make this card, when this is all said and done, this is going to sit behind here like this. So that is going to be my mirror here. But I want this to open. So what I have is I have a piece here that is 1 inch by a 1/2 inch. And what I want to do is I'm going to flip the gold over, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue down here. And I'm going to take this 1 inch by 1/2 inch piece that I folded in half, and I'm going to lay it right here so it's hidden behind here. So now I have a little flap. So now what I want to do is lay this in here. Now this is going to be an exact fit, so you want to make sure you have this exactly right in here, so it fits in here just right. Alright, so that's going to be here. So what I'm going to do, pull this out. I'm going to put some glue on here. And I'm going to lay this in here. And I'm going to lay it down to where it fits in here just right. Because it's only going to go in there one way and lay flat. Alright, I'm going to let this grab. And I'm going to be ginger with it at first. So now when this dries, this should open like a card. So I can put this on here, and this now will open and close. So I can put a message on the inside here. Alright, so that's the plan. So, to finish the inside here, I want to have this die here, the plain oval, which is the one I used to cut this opening. I need to cut a white piece that's going to have the messaging on it. Now, I already have some messaging. This is going to be for my daughter-in-law, and it says, "In you we see a reflection of grace and warmth that makes our family stronger every day. Happy Mother's Day to an amazing daughter-in-law." So I am going to take this die and put it on here. Now this I just typed on my computer and I printed it out because you don't see a lot of daughter-in-law messages for the inside. So I'm going to tape that down and run that through my machine. Hold it in place. Put a piece there, piece here, because I do not want that to move around. And I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to separate it first and run this through my machine. All right, put that to the side for later. So now I have this all cut out. This has had a chance to dry a little bit. So I'm going to flip this over. I don't want to pull it too hard. I'm going to put some glue all on the back of here. And you know what? I think I'm going to use Collel glue because that will allow me a little bit more time to slide it into place. Go all the way around the edge here. And now I'm going to match this up. So this will serve two purposes. One, it's a white paper where I can put my messaging, but it's also now going to cover that little tab that I put on here. Let me get this on here. All right, so now I have my card. That will flip open. All right, there we go. So now I need to attach this to the silver, so when it opens up, it does indeed have the mirror reflecting here. Alright, so the only part I really need is this here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this bottom part off so that's just less I have to line up. I see a little piece there didn't come out. Let me see. Might change my mind there. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it. Alright. Now I'm using tacky glue here to make sure it all sticks. Go along the edge. Go up here. All the way around. Just want to make sure this all sticks really nice. Alright, we are all around. Now I am going to hold this open a little bit just to make sure that doesn't get caught on anything. And I'm going to line this up. Work my way around, squeezing as I go. Now because this is mirror card, it's going to be a little slippery, but it will hold. And then we open it, it's a mirror. There we go. All set. So now this will get glued to the solid. I'm going to put a little foam on this just to give it a little bit of height. I'll put one piece all the way down here. One here. Let's see. I want a piece across here. Support the bottom. And we'll put a piece here. This is pretty heavy with the 2 layers of mirror card, so it's going to be sturdy. And we'll just put one more here for good measure. Alright, look at all this peeled off. go. Get that piece off, and two more. All right, I'm going to get this bottom lined up because this is going to be a one-time stick. There we go. So now we have this. All right. So now for the front here, I'm going to put this decorative piece here with this on it, because these old mirrors were very ornate. They were very decorative. I can remember my grandmother having one. So I'm going to glue these two together. And once again, bring this in just for reference. This one is this die here. And this is the decorative piece that was on the outside there. All right. Those two pieces just down flat. Now I have two Anne Griffin flowers here that are stickers. So I'm going to peel the backing off, but I am still going to put some glue on here, just to make sure. I'm going to slide these two together because I want the purple flower to sit in here like this. Then I'm going to lay this down here like that. And this will go on the front. I don't think that really needs foam, because we are getting some height, because we separated the mirror from the background, and then the flowers have height. I think that's really all this needs. So we'll put this in the middle, like this. Make sure we're straight. That looks a little crooked. There we go. Make sure we're still good. So now we have some decorative pieces we can put on here. This just gives it a little bit more detail. So these two pieces here are the hinges that are go on here, and this is what allowed the mirrors to go back and forth, to sway. So those will go on here. Now I'm trying to decide if that needs a little bit of foam. Let's see, I can always pull it off if I don't like it. Let's slide it into place here. Take a look. So that's without, and that's with. I think what I want to do, I am going to do something I do a lot of times when I do decoupage. If I can talk and do this at the same time. I'm going to put a little piece of foam at the top, and then I'm going to glue the bottom down flush. And I will show you the effect this gives you. So I'm going to put a little glue here and peel the tape off. So I'm going to match up the bottom and hold that flush and stick that down. Let that grab. What this does, let me take the pieces that are all loose here, let me press that for a minute so it sticks, is it attaches it to the mirror, but it gives you the height for the top, so it makes it look like the mirror is sitting back, because we are going to put this piece here. Now if we put this piece on foam also, let me grab a little piece here. Just need a little piece here. Now this foam is not very thick. It is 1/16 of an inch thick. So you can put more than one layer and still be okay. Your card won't be too thick. And we'll put another piece over here. Give it a little press here, make sure we're all attached. Pull the paper off. Alright, I'm going to match this up with the bottom, like that. Now let's put the other little piece here on the other side, little hinge. Pull that down, let it stick. Then this piece here is a decorative piece for the top, and this I'm not going to put on foam. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the bottom. I'm going to put a piece of foam on the top, but not on the bottom. So I'm going to put foam here. Kind of changed my mind here before I laid it down. And it's okay to do that. So I'm going to lay this down here, here, and then give it a little height to the top. Yep, that's better. Here we go. So our card still opens. So now all that's left to do is to attach it to the base and make the stopper. Alright, now these bases are really easy because this is the same shape as the solid. It's just a little bit bigger. So this will get folded over. We just have to put glue across this tab here, and there is a score line here where you fold it, which makes it very easy to make the easel cards. Now let me line this up in the middle like that. I'm going to give my glue a moment to grab. Just let that dry for a minute. While that dries, let me put these away. Oh, I missed one piece here. Now this can go on the bottom here, and I think that's going to go flat. This is just a little decorative piece for the bottom of the mirror, but I need to make sure I put this down far enough that it does not hit that. So that needs to come down here, like that. There we go. Alright, while all that dries, I want to talk about what I want to do for a stopper. So I have these two pieces here. This is the outline, and this is the one that gives you the pretty piece with all the little details on it. And I also have this Happy Mother's Day, which I've cut small enough. If you get really close here, you can see there's a raised edge inside. I want to put the Happy Mother's Day in there. Now if you just kind of glue it on there, it looks a little weird. So let me get these dies out of the way. So I have this Distressed Oxide, which is picked raspberry, and that's the same color that I used to color this piece here. So the first thing I want to do let me grab a piece of scrap, and I'm going to go across this and just give it a little bit of coloring. So now it's going to match this piece here. a little bit more of the pink raspberry in here. All right. So now I'm going to take my little Happy Mother's Day and I'm going to edge this. Just by dragging this over like that. And that just puts a little bit of coloring on the edge here. Let me see if that's enough. And that is most definitely enough. Now that makes it blend in, looking like one piece. So let me grab some glue. And we'll put a little glue here. This will go right here in the middle. Right in the center of the raised edge that's in here. And because I went over both pieces with that picked raspberry, it now blends the white piece into the colored paper. And that looks a lot better. Okay, so now these can get glued together. Let me grab my tacky glue since that mirrors card, because that Call glue will eat the finish off of mirror card. Never use that on a card that has a finish, because it will eat it off. Totally takes it off. Alright, so this will go on here. Alright, so that's going to be my stopper. So let me grab my thicker foam now. Alright, so this foam is twice as thick as the other foam I used. This is 1/8 of an inch thick. So let me get my glue and everything out of the way here before we make a mess. Alright, this has had time to dry now. So now I can fold this back. As you can see here, where we glued it here, it now pivots. And so now I can stand this up like this. Now this is looking a little plain, because I know the main card opens up here, but I think I still want a little something here. Let me go look. Alright, so I looked around and I decided on this pink lattice, because that will look good there. When that comes up, that will look there. That kind of mimics something that might be a countertop. So this die here fits in here because this is the same one that I used for the outline there. So I'm going to cut this out really quick on my machine. Alright, so now we have this. So let me glue this down. Now I don't like the way this has cracked here, so I'm going to grab my pink and just go over that. So anytime you have paper that cracks, you absolutely can just go over it with a color that's very similar and just hide it. There you go. That looks a lot better. So this will go here in the middle. There we go. So now we just have to decide where to put the stopper. So let me grab my foam, and once again, this is 1/8 of an inch thick. And I'll put this on here. It's a little too long, so let me cut that off. Now I do want this to kind of sit upright. So I'm thinking I will put this down here, right here. So I'm going to put it, so you can see, right here to where just these tips just come over onto the solid just a little bit. And then that will sit like that. And here we have it. A really nice Mother's Day card. And I know my daughter-in-law will love it. So it can sit like this. And then you can open it like this, and you can see your reflection. There we go. If you enjoyed this card, please consider subscribing to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And until next time, stay crafty.